Recording in progress.
Okay, we're okay, Roger? Thank you. Okay.
As far
So
as I can tell.
all right, we'll give it a shot. Today is August the 9th, 2026. So I'm gonna talk a little bit today on IST exercises and versus normal exercising as it pertains to cleansing. Cleansing. Um, First of all, let me say that both are good. Any type of normal exercises you do, physical, culture, and movement, they're all good because you're moving. You're doing something to uh, activate the what they call the endorphins. You're moving energy throughout the body just by moving. When people are in the hospital and they're in beds for a long time, that's not good. They give you things to, stimulate your muscles on your calves and your legs because they want to get circulation. They may have somebody coming in, getting you to walk if you can. But there are people that are in a hospital for different reasons. They cannot get out of bed. They have some type of illness or sickness or disease that they're limited in the bed for a long time before they get better. So they do things to help you circulate. They move the legs. Some of them may come to massage you or different types of modalities. So regular exercise is still good for that reason. And it does provide a lot of different benefits, even like well-being. People do it for a variety of different reasons, and it's still very good. But there's a very definite and clear difference between IST exercising and normal regular exercising. Um, IST exercise has a very definite and clear direction in how it is done and why we do it that way. First of all, in IST training, we have the notion and the principles of no force, no resistance, no clutter mind, and no tension. Um, we don't do things that are gonna cause something inside for the difficulty of moving the chi energy. And again, chi energy, let's not make it so esoteric and so like difficult to understand. Chi in its most basic understanding is oxygen. It's getting oxygen throughout the body. And the more you can get it throughout the body in Chinese medicine, it helps to uh, feed and foster and help benefit all the organs when energy is moving evenly throughout the whole body. And in regular exercising, we could be just moving in a controlled manner, choreographed or not, and it's good. But the difference in IST training is that there's a definite platform of the mind guiding the energy. So we're not moving just to move. We move in a certain way where the posture becomes prevalent in everything we do. Posture plays a very important role. Your alignment, how the joints line up from top to bottom, bottom to top. That plays a huge role in what we do. Number one, okay. Another thing is because of the posture, the mind becomes very active in how we do the IST exercises. The mind, the intention helps to guide the energy. How we're releasing to the ground that becomes a very controlled type of mechanism that we have in the practice. We know how to guide it down to the ground. Now, in regular exercise, it may be going down, it may be not. But the difference is that you don't have that awareness in real time. See, in IST training, there's an absolute awareness and application in real time when you're actually doing it. So we're guiding the energy down, and we're also guiding it up through the equal proportion of rebounding energy. So that constantly plays out. And another important aspect of the ISD training is that the mind is learning to be clear and not clutter. Now, in regular exercise, probably something is happening indirectly where you feel good and the mind is clearing up. But there's a very clear pattern when we do IST training is that we learn to free the mind. We don't want thoughts happening as we're doing it because the clarity of the mind is what the stillness represents. Stillness training is having a clear mind so that we can get connected and access to the internal. You start to feel your Zhongding, your central equilibrium. You start to feel all the joints opening. You start to feel because you're constantly sinking through the bubbling well, you feel this buoyancy. They call it buoyancy, this expansion of energy that is constantly in your internal system. That's very different than just doing regular exercise. We feel that more and more regularly when you do IST training. So as a result, you have this type of what they call in Chinese pai du. Pai du is a type of releasing that's cleansing. Sifu Chen talk about it from time to time. Um, and he talks about why he feels a certain way, even already in his early 70s. I mean, he's incredibly like, he walks like he's in his mid 30s or 40s. And his demeanor, his presence, his how you are with him, it, it doesn't give you a shred of ounce that he's already in his early 70s. He moves with such uh, nimbleness and lightness, and the sense of energy in him is truly amazing. And when you feel that, it really plants seeds that okay, what is he doing? How is he doing it? And what is his practice, right? And his IST exercises. He's constantly cleansing because his mind knows how to release. And because of the cleansing, he has proper energy alignment at all times. It's become a way of how his body and mind is constructed. Is constructed. Um, I think in all the years of being with him, although there is some limitation because I live here and he's there, he's always in this upbeat type of mindset. He's always in this type of, when you're with him, very engaging because of the IST training. Now, think about times when you're overstressed, you're pretty agitated. You it's difficult to be you're difficult to be around of. Think of times when maybe you ate a little bit too much. You gone to a buffet or you gone to a party, had your favorite food, and you ate just one or two plates too much. It changes how the body feels, right? And those are things that are gonna play havoc in the body. But with IST training, there's always a sense of you're in the real time. And as a result, you're going to make better decisions on how to conduct how you want to live. And that's all part of having a clear mind and your body being very buoyancy. There's a sense of release of all times. Because what are we releasing in the mind and the body? Energy. Energy that can get stuck. So we're not going to do things that will play detrimental to the mind and to the body. So because IST, as I've said in the beginning of this lecture, there's a very clear direction, clear instructions on why we're doing these exercises. And as a result, right, we feel this connection to the ground at all times. Once you get away from that, then you're more vulnerable to messages that are outside in society, messages that are subliminally in commercials and ads, and everything that's out there. That's what they call marketing to get us to do certain things that when we think about it later on, why did we do that? So as a result, with IST training, it plays a very pivotal role even in my short experience of 10 years, which is in the big picture is not a long time. When you get into the 20, 25, 30, 40-year range of doing it as a lifelong practice, you start to even see it and be a part of that type of living. It's just there already. But in the 10 years approximately of doing this IST training, it's becoming more and more apparent to me that the direction it can lead to. And again, these are just information and options that could provide for you on what it could do. Because at the end of the day, it's just you, yourself, and your mind and how you want to construct it. And if you're looking for something that can provide that type of cleansing, IST would be a good start and could provide some experience on what that represents. And if it's something that plays pivotal and you feel it, then you know that you have good options to work on. Okay. So again, that's in summary, we talked about IST training versus normal exercise, where IST has a very clear message of how you use your mind to move the energy and the type of things that we do in the practice. Um, they're both good, but there's a definitely different distinctions on how they are both very different in a more developmental way in what we're doing here. Okay, but that's on what we just talked about today, and I'll come across again in the future as changes are made with everybody here, and then you'll see the connection on what I talk about again. Okay, so thanks for listening on that, and we're open to a few minutes to any questions you might have on what I just talked about and